Declawing Cats, Part 3. This video is going to go over the ethical issues about declawing cats. If you haven't watched parts 1 and 2, I suggest doing that first, just as a heads up. So, I've got the following questions here. Is the laser method more humane than the guillotine and scalpel methods? Are tendonectomies humane? Is there ever any acceptable reason to declaw a cat? And what's the alternative? So, first about the laser method. Again, if you don't know what that is, check out my earlier videos. But it's basically a laser declawing surgery. And in my opinion, no, this is not humane. Because the long-term effects are still the same. The weight distribution problems that we talked about, they still have to shift their weight to the palm of their paw pad, and they still can't do all of the things that declawed cats can't do. And I think that's inhumane. But if you compare it, if you want to compare the laser method to the scalpel method, then yes, the laser method is more humane. I still don't want to call it humane, but it's... Alright, how about less inhumane? I just don't want to advocate it too much. But yes, if you're comparing them, laser is better. So, what about tendonectomies? A lot of places will list this as an alternative to declawing, but in my opinion, it's just as bad. The long-term effects, again, they're exactly the same. You still have the weight shifting. You can't support weight on toes that are essentially detached from your body. They don't have the tendon is severed, it's cut. They don't have control over their toes, and how can they possibly support weight on them? They just can't. And so I would call this also inhumane, but it's inhumane for different reasons. The toes haven't been amputated with a tendonectomy. They've been handicapped. They've been mutilated. They've been altered, and that, I believe, is inhumane. Of course, these are all opinion questions. All four of these, okay, maybe not alternatives, but they're ethical questions, and so you decide the answer for yourself. You don't have to agree with me. Especially on this one, is there ever any acceptable reason to declaw a cat? I would again say no. There's always something better that you can do instead of declawing, always. I believe furniture is not more important than an animal. And money, too. You know, the money you spend on your furniture, that's also less important. And altering an animal for any benefit, meaning that you don't want to get scratched yourself, you don't want your kid to get scratched, it is selfish. I'm not saying they're bad reasons, but the reasons are selfish. They benefit you. They are not in the best interest of the animal, they're in the best interest of the people. And I think the best interest of the animal needs to be taken into heavy consideration when you're making a decision about the animal's body. It definitely can't be ignored. And what are the alternatives? That should be plural. There's actually many alternatives. You can trim the cat's nails, is the simplest thing. And you can get that done at a groomer, at a veterinarian's office, and these people will also teach you how to do it yourself so that it doesn't cost you money if you're willing to do that. And then you've got scratching posts. There's hundreds of different items on the market there. You can't possibly have tried them all. And nail caps, I'm sure you've heard of them, soft paws. If you're looking into this topic, nail caps are pretty cool. They're little plastic covers that go over the cat's nails. I'll show pictures in a minute. And then training. I'm not a cat trainer, but cats can be trained. A lot of people don't realize that, but your cat exhibits behavior, and you can alter that behavior to what you want it to be, and there are simple techniques. You can look them up elsewhere, you can do your research, do your homework, and it's all for your cat. Be willing to put in the effort if you're a good cat owner, and don't dismiss a training method just because it didn't work the first time. You can't sample little methods here and there, like, oh, I'll try this one for a week, oh, now I'll try the next one for a week. You really have to dedicate yourself to commit to the training, and you will see results in the long term, but training is not a quick fix. But it is a permanent fix if you do it correctly. And then there's always the sad, emotional dealing of rehoming your cat. And this is a really controversial thing. A lot of people say, especially in America, they say they don't want their cats out on the street. That is not rehoming. Don't put your cat on the street. They don't want cats on the street because of claws. They would rather have a cat declawed and in a home than with claws and out on the street. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying put your cat on the street at all. Do not abandon them. But as an owner, it's your responsibility. If you're going to rehome your cat, if you decide that it is not suitable for your household and your situation, then it's your responsibility to ensure that that cat has a bright future. You want to look for no-kill shelters. You could look for the Humane Society, ask them what to do. You can get a friend that you trust, a relative, and tell the new owner, to keep in touch with you. Go check on the cat every now and then. Just make sure that it's a good long-term situation, and that's a responsibility that a lot of people overlook as owners if they're not lifelong owners. Now here I've got my cool illustrations of, on the left we've got soft paws, the nail caps that come in cool colors, lots of fun with that. And then on the right is a way to trim nails. It's really simple. A lot of pet owners realize what the quick is, but the quick is the blood vessel part of the nail. It's the part that is living and has nerve endings in it, so you don't want to cut that, you just want to cut the white of the nail. And then, if it's your furniture that you're protecting, I think this is a cool scratching post product. And you definitely don't want what's on the right, but good luck with that. I've got a couple of pieces of furniture that look like, okay, maybe not like that exactly, but you get the idea. Here's the recap. Should we use the laser method? That's really up to you. If you're going to declaw your cat, you choose which method it is. And if you don't specify a method with your vet, they're going to use the guillotine. Just so you know, that's the most common, routine, default method. Are tendonectomies humane? I say no, but again, that's up to you. And is there any acceptable reason to declaw a cat? A lot of countries think there's not. I didn't mention this earlier, but it's illegal in a lot of countries to declaw cats. Europe, Australia, a whole bunch of places. And I listed some alternatives. But you can find out more information about this at animalethicsri.weebly.com for more information, and like the Facebook page. If you have any questions, you can get in touch with me there, and you can see some updates when I work on new videos, things like that. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.